Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus, and welcome to Kaladesh. So the Kaladesh update for Magic Duels came out last night, and yeah, we're going to be doing some videos to celebrate that. So first of all, I'm going to be doing a full set opening, so I've got enough gold to get myself the entire set. Did not have to pay for any of it because I've been saving up since the last expansion, so we are going to be able to unlock the entire set straight away for your viewing pleasure. So we've got some interesting cards here. I've played a few solo games and started to see some of the cards which are already available, just because I was like 30 gold short of having enough gold to actually get the full set. So some of the mechanics I'm seeing so far are really cool, such as the energy tokens, such as the vehicles, stuff like that. So I'm really excited to give it a go myself. So let's buy our first 32 booster pack box, essentially. I suppose it would be like a box in real life, but here we go. So let's open our first booster. So what have we got here then? So we got, start from the top actually. So we've got Thriving Rat. So this is a black creature. When it enters the battlefield, you get the energy counters. Now I've seen how these work, and they essentially just act like a little resource on the side, just next to your character, as like cards which get used up. Whenever Thriving Rat attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's kind of cool. So if you've got some kind of like resource which can keep topping up your energy, can keep pumping up your Thriving Rats, which is quite nice. Ambitious Aetherborn. So this is one of the new keywords, which is fabricate. So basically, whenever this particular creature comes into play, you can either put a +1/+1 counter +1/+1 counter on top of it to make it a 5/4, or you can summon a 1/1 colourless servo, so you can either as a token generator or as a little pump thing, which is quite nice. Got Thriving Grubs, so another energy generator. So whenever Thriving Grubs attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do so, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So I'm just wondering if you can have like a red and black kind of fairly aggressive deck with some kind of like energy generation which would pump up things like your Thriving Grubs and your Thriving Rats. Speedway Fanatic. So this is a 2 red mana creature, 2/1 with haste. Whenever it crews a vehicle, that vehicle gains haste until end of turn. So vehicles are a new mechanic. They're basically artifacts which don't do anything until you crew them. So whenever you crew something, whenever you crew it with this Fanatic by tapping it, it comes into play as a creature. And whenever you play with this creature, whenever you tap this one, it gives that vehicle haste as well. So you can essentially play with that vehicle straight away. So you could play this on turn 2, potentially a vehicle on turn 3, and then attack with that vehicle straight away on turn 3. Then got Diabolic Tutor. This is a 4 mana black, 4 mana double black sorcery. Search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle it. Oh my god, we've been crying out for a card like this for a long time now. So basically, search up for a specific card. This is going to be awesome for like control decks, ramp decks, stuff like that. My god, we've been missing a card like this. I've been looking forward to a search card for a long time. We've finally got one in Magic Duels. And then finally for this pack, we've got Midnight Oil. So it enters the battlefield with 7 hour counters on it. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card and remove 2 hour counters from Midnight Oil. Your maximum hand size is equal to the number of hour counters on Midnight Oil. Whenever you discard a card, you lose 1 life. Okay, it's really interesting. So yeah, you only have so I suppose this would be good like late game when you've got a relatively small hand anyway. It would be a good way of what's I'm looking for, replenishing your hand and kind of like playing stuff out. But yeah, it's definitely limited. You don't want to play this kind of card when you already have a large hand size. It's going to start punishing you with discards and life losses. Okay, next booster. We've got a long way to go here, guys. This is probably going to be a reasonably long video, I will warn you now. So we've got our first legendary. So we've got Cataclysmic Gearhulk, a 5 mana white artifact creature. So it's got 4/5 vigilance, and when it enters the battlefield, each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents he or she controls, then sacrifices the rest. Wow! So this is basically a not Planar Cleanse, the other one. Declaration in Stone, I think. No, not Declaration in Stone. The other basically sweeper, but in this case, instead of it kind of just like sweeping everything away, you also get a 4/5 creature out of it. So that is really nice. That is going to be brilliant for control decks. Any kind of white control deck, I will guarantee you will be running this Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Avery Mechanic. So this is a Dwarf Artificer, so when it enters the battlefield you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so I suppose this is good. It's a kind of a bounce-ish card which can then re-trigger enter the battlefield effects. Reckless Fireweaver, so whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Reckless Fireweaver deals 1 damage to each opponent. Nice, so that is going to be really good for just heavy artifact decks, I suppose. Bastion Mastodon, so it's a 5 mana 4/5, gains vigilance until end of turn. Pretty nice, so it's similar to the Cataclysmic Giant, just less good I suppose, as this already has vigilance and has a sweeper effect. Then got Restoration Gearsmith, when it enters the battlefield return target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, that's pretty cool, so it's just a way of recurring artifacts from the graveyard. And then Weaponcraft Enthusiast. This has got Fabricate 2, so when it enters the battlefield you can put two +1/+1 counters on it to make it a 2/3, or create 2 servos, which is kind of nice. So there's a lot of black artifacts, which is interesting. Artifacts have been primarily the domain of red and blue up until now in Magic Duels, and we're now starting to splash in like white and black as well. The only one I haven't really seen is green so far. Don't know if there's any green artifact synergy at all. Got Cow Prowler, so this is just a 6/6 big creature, so not really that special. You'd rather play something like a Gaia's Revenge or something like that instead, so it's just in there as filler, I'm sure. Yeah, it's just a common. Torch Gauntlet, so equipped creature gets +2/0. Okay, interesting. So just a slight buff. Sky Skiff. So this is the first vehicle we've unlocked. This is a 2 mana 2/3 vehicle, so, with flying as well, which is quite nice. So like I said, with this one you'd play it out on like turn 2 or 3, crew it with a particular creature, which would give it, say, first strike, would give it haste, stuff like that, and then you can swing with it, which is kind of nice. So this is going to be really cool. Looking forward to seeing some vehicle decks. Whirler Virtuoso. This is a blue-red creature. So whenever Whirler Virtuoso enters the battlefield, you gain 3 energy. So yeah, you probably want to like replenish your energy by like bouncing creatures back, stuff like that mainly. So you can pay 3 energy, create a 1/1 colourless thought artifact creature token with flying. So yeah, I'm starting to wonder if there's like other ways of generating energy apart from your creatures entering the battlefield, because otherwise this is just a 2/3 creature which generates 1 Thopter. So I mean, it is red and blue, so it does do the job of other previous mono-coloured Thopter generating cards, so I suppose it would work that way. But if there is cards which kind of like continuously generate energy, which I don't know if there is, I haven't really had a good look at the set yet, so yeah, that could be really cool. Got Gearshift Ace, so this is another pilot, and like I said, when this so whenever Gearshift Ace crews a vehicle, so whenever you tap it down, it gives that vehicle first strike. So again, another ability. So we've seen a haste one, we've seen a first striking one. And we've got another vehicle here, so we've got Fleetwheel Cruiser, so it's a 4 mana 5/3 vehicle with trample and haste, so you don't necessarily need the haste creature for this one. The first strike one would be good on this though. When it enters the battlefield, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn, and yeah, so you need, so tap any number of creatures you control with a power 2 or more. Oh yes, okay, so crew 2 basically means that you need the creatures that you tap have to have a power of 2 or more. This one only has to have a power of 1 or more, so for example, if we had only had 1 mana, 1 power creature, you wouldn't be able to activate this Fleetwheel Cruiser. It would need this Gearshift Ace, which does have a power of 2 to activate it. Okay, I can tell this is already going to be a long video. We're only like 3 packs deep, and I'm taking my time. I'm enjoying just looking at these new cards. So we've got Ruinous Gremlin, so 1 red mana 1/1. So sacrifice Ruinous Gremlin, destroy target artifact. So this could be pretty key, especially with all the artifacts which are going to be flying around in the new update. I'm just going to adjust my microphone. It's slipping off my desk. There we go. We've got this Kujar Sculpt Seeder, so a new elf. When it enters the battlefield, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So maybe a nice little buff to the elf deck, so the elf tribal, which has taken a little bit of a hit lately. So it could be a nice little power spike for that. Got another elf, so Reach, so very nice, and Fabricate as well. So this could be really cool as a good, as I said, this is kind of almost buffing the elf tribal. So we've got a Reach creature, so it can actually deal with flying, and also it can Fabricate. So you can either generate the servo. Okay, so here we go. So we do actually have some green artifact synergy as well, but you might just want this as a 1/3 Reach elf creature, which could be pretty cool. Creeping Mold, sorcery, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. Oh my god, the land destruction is back. We have this is not going to be played anywhere near as much as Monvuli Acid Moss. The big problem with the Acid Moss was the fact that it gave you like that 2 mana like shift in the mana, so it's kind of almost you were ramping up and destroying land, whereas this one is more situational, so you'd probably be more likely using this to destroy an artifact or enchantment rather than the land destruction. I mean, some people may still use it to troll people and destroy particular lands, but I don't see this being played anywhere near as much as during the Acid Moss meta. Durable Handicraft, so whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Wow! This is like the ultimate token card. Oh yes, finally. Those of you that have been watching my channel for a while know that I love token decks, and this has just given token decks a massive power spike. 2 mana as well. That is brilliant. That is going to be awesome for token decks. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. And then we can also sacrifice Durable Handicraft, put a +1 plant. Oh yes, this is like the ultimate token card. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kaladesh, for that. Cultivator of Blades, 5 mana, fabricate 2. Whenever Cultivator of Blades attacks, you may have other attacking creatures get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is Cultivator of Blades power. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Again, you know, this would be great for token decks, so you can make it a 3/3, and all your other creatures would then gain +3/+3. Wow, that is awesome. Nice. Awesome, yes. I'm gonna keep saying it because those 2 cards have made me extremely happy. Our next legendary, we've got Sky Sovereign Consul Flagship, so another vehicle. So it's a 6/5 5 mana flying vehicle. Whenever it attacks, whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Wow, that is really cool. This is an awesome, this is gonna be great in vehicle decks. Yes, nice card. Propeller Pioneer, so this is a 4 mana flying creature with fabricate, so you can either buff it or get the servo. Wayward Giant, so a 4/5 big creature with menace. I'm not sure how much play that will get. We've got a Renegade Freighter, so another vehicle, so whenever it attacks, it gains +1/+1 and trample until end of turn, so basically whenever it attacks, it is a 5/4 trample creature. Pretty cool. Nature's Way, target creature you control gains vigilance and trample until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Kind of nice, actually. That could be quite a nice card, especially for like big creature decks. Could be really useful. It's almost like a green control card. So you got a big creature, you give it trample and vigilance, and also deal damage to another creature. That's actually really nice for like ramp decks. Essence Extraction deals 3 damage to target creature, and you gain 3 life. Potentially quite interesting for life gain decks. Would slot in quite well with the black-white vampires. Let's move on. Let's try and speed this up a wee bit. We are going to start seeing repeats, so we will start going a bit quicker later on. Kck Serpent, so a big 7 mana 5/6 creature. It costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Okay, actually that's suddenly become absolutely fantastic, and it can't be blocked this turn. Wow, that is going to be crazy. So if you've got like 4 or 5 Thopters on the battlefield, this suddenly only becomes like a 2 or 3 mana creature for... Yeah, that is brilliant, that is. We've seen Thriving Grubs, Commencement of Festivities, so it's a 2 mana instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to players this turn. Okay, so it's just Fog, but for 2 mana? Oh, right, no, it's not all combat damage, it's only combat damage that would be dealt to players this turn. Okay, so it's like Fog but worse then, surely, because it's an additional mana cost over Fog. Very weird. We've seen Whirler's Virtuoso, Sky Whaler's Shot, 3 mana instant, destroy target creature with power 3 or greater. Ooh, this is basically like a Reprisal, but better, because it's 3 or greater, and you get to scry. Go away, Reprisal. This is like the new white mana control card. Fantastic. That is awesome. And then we've got an Aetherstorm Rock. 4 mana 3/3 flyer. Whenever Aetherstorm Rock or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get... here we go. So this is like the kind of thing which is going to generate more energy for you. So it's almost like a constant energy generator. I knew there must be cards that would like generate it over a sustained period rather than just a one-time thing. And whenever it attacks, you may pay 2 energy and you may put a +1/+1 counter on it and tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. Nice. Very nice. I'm already seeing some fantastic deck ideas, and I've only opened my first 5 packs. We've got Thriving Ibex, enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy, so again a one-time energy, and whenever it attacks you may pay 2 energy, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, at least it's a permanent buff with the energy, so when you do get more, you can then pay more energy and keep buffing it up. Die Young, choose target creature, you get 2 energy. I've seen some of these spells. I've seen one of these before, so it's kind of like a new spell. So whenever you target a creature, you get the energy, and then you pay any amount of energy you have. That creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each energy paid this way. So say for example we already control say like 3 or 4 energy, you could use this card to deal a hell of a lot of damage to a particular creature, which is quite nice. Like minimum it'll do 2 damage to that creature, but potentially it could do more like 3 or 4. We've seen a Renegade Freighter, Cloud Blazer. It's a blue-white human scout, 2/2, and enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Very nice. It's pretty good for tempo decks, like blue-white tempo. So, you know, you're gaining life, drawing cards, and you get a 2/2 flyer. Emerald Bruiser, 3/1, enters the battlefield tapped. Emerald Bruiser has menace as long as you control an artifact. So yeah, it's just a creature which gains an ability with artifacts. And Metalwork Colossus. Wow, so it's 11 mana, usually 10/10. Costs X less to cast, where X is the total converted mana cost of non-creature artifacts you control. Okay, so basically the way this one would work is if we have lots of artifacts like vehicles and stuff like that on the side. So this wouldn't count as a creature. So basically, if you have vehicles, this would so say for example we've got like a 3 mana vehicle and a 5 mana vehicle. This would only cost 3 mana to cast, and then you can sacrifice 2 artifacts, return Metalwork Colossus from your graveyard to your hand. So yeah, this would be really good in vehicle decks, I believe, where you've got non-creature artifacts in play. It would reduce its cost, so it could be really cool in that regards. Just a big creature which could cost very little. Propeller Pioneer, so we've seen you before. Rush of Vitality, target creature gains +1/0 and gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. Again, could be useful in like life drain decks. Bastion Mastodon, we've seen you. Hazardous Conditions, this is a really cool one. So we've got a green and black sweeper. So creatures with no counters on them get -2/-2 until end of turn. So if you're playing a deck with a lot of the Fabricate mechanics, this is really good, as you can guarantee that most of your creatures are going to have counters on them, but your opponents may not. Inventor's Apprentice. Inventor's Apprentice gets +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact. So, you know, it's a pretty aggressive creature and you're likely to control an artifact in the kind of deck that's likely to be in. Insidious Will. So it's a 4 mana, choose 1. Counter target spell. You may choose new targets for target spell. Ooh. So it's similar to Guide Blast, so you can... you may choose new targets for targets. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So, this is interesting. So, if somebody's trying to burn down like one of your smaller creatures, you can actually play this and like redirect it at like other creatures, your face, stuff like that. And you can also copy target instant or sorcery spell. Oh, right, you can copy a spell as well. But this is either counter a spell, choose a new target for an opponent's spell, basically, or copy a spell and choose new target. So it's a nice utility card. Going to be very good in control decks, I believe. What we got here then? Curio Vendor, just a 2/1 creature, nothing special. Vidalcan Blade Master, so it's a prowess, so just a 2/3 prowess creature. World Fast Monitor, so a 3 mana artifact, lizard, gains menace until end of turn with the red. Pretty cool. Do like the look of that card? That is really badass. I've seen you before. Shrewd Negotiation. Exchange control of a target artifact you control and target artifact or creature you don't control. Oh, that could be really quite interesting in like kind of mirror matchups between heavy artifact decks. You could like swap around. We saw that Clockwork, that big 11 mana like 10/10 creature. You could swap around a Thopter and that card. That is really funny. That could be really really interesting. And Captured by the Consulate, so an aura, so enchant creature you don't control, enchanted creature can't attack. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it has a single target, change the target to enchanted creature if able. Interesting. Okay, so we got Tidy Conclusion, destroy target creature, you gain 1 life each artifact you control. Very nice. Dakara Peafowl gains flying until end of turn, so just for artifact decks with blue mana. Seen you before. Veteran Motorist, so it's a pilot, so whenever a veteran motorist enters the battlefield, scry 2. Very nice. Whenever veteran motorists cruise a vehicle, that vehicle gains +1/+1 until end of turn. So this is a 3 toughness pilot, which would you need for the crew 3 one. Refurbish, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Ooh, very nice. Artifact recursion. And eliminate the competition. As an additional cost to cast eliminate the competition, sacrifice X creatures, destroy X. Wow, that could be really good in like kind of like tokenish decks where you could like pick off like lots of your opponent's creatures. Yeah. Cool. It's only, it wouldn't be good against indestructible creatures, but it would be good against say you've got lots and lots of creatures. You could like sacrifice lots of Thopters or artifacts and just destroy like your opponent's entire board. That could be really good. What else we got there? And live fast, you draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and you gain 2 energy. So it's just an ability to gain energy for other spells. You do get to draw 2 cards as well. So it's basically like what's it called? Brain's gone fuzzy. There's another 3 mana draw 2 cards, lose 2 life spells, but this one is obviously more geared up for the Kaladesh release, where you now get energy counters from it as well. See an ambitious Aetherborn, Pillar Bug. So it is a creature insect, artifact creature insect, and it gains lifelink until end of turn. Pretty nice. Seen Nature's Way, seen Weaponcraft Enthusiast, and we've got Confiscation Coup. So choose target artifact or creature, you gain 4 energy, then you may pay an amount of energy equal to that permanent's converted mana cost. If you do so, gain control of it. Ooh. So let me reread that. So you choose like, so basically you choose like an opponent's artifact or creature, you get 4 energy, then you may pay energy equal to that permanent's converted mana cost. Wow, so if it's like, basically if it's converted mana cost 4 or less, you're guaranteed to steal it with this spell. If you've got more energy from anything else, you could gain even bigger creatures, which is kind of crazy. Very nice. I love the new music for Kaladesh. It's got, I used to play a game called Pharaoh when I was younger, and it's got a very similar vibe to that. It's almost as though like Kaladesh, I don't really know the story of Kaladesh, but it does seem like it's quite Middle Eastern, quite bizarre-y, stuff like that. Aether Trade Winds, return target permanent you control and a target permanent you don't control to their owner's hands. So you basically bounce back one of your permanents, one of your opponent's permanents. Seen the Thriving Rats before, Accomplished Automaton. So it's just a big 5/7 7-mana creature with Fabricate. Durable Handicraft we've seen, that's my new favourite token card. Start your engines. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until end of turn. Creatures you control gain +2/0 until end of turn. Wow, it's really good. So you basically can attack with both your creatures and your vehicles as well. Really nice. And then Pia Nalar. So they've divided up Pia and Kieran, and now we have just Pia Nalar. So she's very similar to Pia and Kieran. So a 2-mana 2/2 creature, 1 less mana. You only get 1 colourless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. You can also give artifact creatures +1/0 until end of turn, or you can sacrifice an artifact and target creature can't block this turn, which is quite nice. So she's going to be a good utility card for artifact decks. So we've got Dramatic Reversal, untap all non-land permanents you control. Nice, cool. Good for like maybe like a tempo-ish deck, so you could swing, untap, stuff like that. Seen you. We've got another vehicle, so a Bombat Bazaar Barge. Whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Very nice, and it's a crew 3. We've seen Refurbish, and we have... Oh wow, so whenever Architect the Untamed. Okay, so we got another energy generator here. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you get an energy. Pay, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I wish they'd put like a number next to that. So it's 3, 6, 8 energy. Create a 6/6 colourless beast artifact creature token. Interesting, so it would be good for ramp decks. So every time you ramp, you get an energy. Okay, got another Cow Prowler. Ornamental Courage, untap target creature. It gains +1/+3 until end of turn. Very nice. Appetite for the Unnatural. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 2 life. Seen Cow Prowler. Seen Bombat Bazaar Barge. Glimmer of Genius. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards. You gain 2 energy. So yeah, another energy generator card that also allows you to draw cards. And Toolcraft Exemplar. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control an artifact, Toolcraft Exemplar gains +2/+1 until end of turn. So at the beginning of combat on your turn until end of turn, if you control 3 or more artifacts, it also gains first strike until end of turn. Very nice. Yeah, we're probably going to speed this up. We'll be going for 24 minutes already. I've just been enjoying looking through these new cards. Built to last, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an artifact creature, it gains indestructible until end of turn. Pretty cool. Cathartic Reunion. As an additional, so that's obviously Chandra reuniting with her mother. As an additional cost to cast Cathartic Reunion, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. Interesting, interesting. So it's a good like cycling card. We've seen you before. Foundry Inspector. Artifact spells cost 1 less to cast. Awesome. Underhand Designs. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 mana. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So, you know, we're looking at maybe like artifact life drain decks here, which is kind of cool. Sacrifice Underhanded Designs. Destroy target creature. Activate his ability only if you control 2 or more artifacts. I like the artwork on that. The fact that she's kind of like about to shake his hand and she's got a poison ring underneath. And then we've got Avira Pashiri Sage Lifecrafter. So you can tap her and pay 3 mana to create a servo artifact creature token. You can tap her for 5 mana to create an XX colourless construct artifact creature token where X is the number of creatures you control. Nice. Again, you know, we're looking at like what's what I'm looking for, like another token card. So yeah, we've had some brilliant token cards coming to the Kaladesh, which is kind of to be expected. Malfunction. Enchant artifact or creature. When Malfunction enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent. So it's just another Amnesia card. Just another name, basically. It's essentially what I think they call a functional reprint. So it's like basically exactly the same effect as Amnesia, but it's got a different name and different artwork, stuff like that. We've also got, so it also works on artifacts. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, it could work on vehicles as well, which is why it's like a functional reprint, I think. High Spire Artisan, we've seen you before, I think. Yep. Seen PFAL. Incendiary Sabotage. As an additional cost to Incendiary Sabotage, sacrifice an artifact, deals 3 damage to each creature. Wow, that could be really cool actually. Just looked at it, it's like a sweeper. We've got Glimmer of Genius, so we've seen you before, and Multiform Wonder. So 5 mana 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 energy. Pay 1 energy, it gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. Pretty cool. And also pay another energy, and Wonder gets +2, -2, or -2, +2 until end of turn. Could be really useful to have it act as a blocker, stuff like that. So good for heavy energy decks. Ooh, got another legendary. So we've got Noxious Gearhulk, so a 6 mana 5/4 artifact creature with menace. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy another target creature. If a creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. Wow, that is an awesome card. I like that one. Brilliant. Skyswall Harrier, a 5 mana 3/4 flyer, nothing particularly exciting. Nimble Innovator, when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Kind of nice. Terrain Elemental, just a 2 mana 3/2. Snare Thopter, a 3/2 flying haste, kind of bigger Thopter, so it's like a Thopter's big brother. And we've seen Restoration Gearsmith before. I think the best one on that pack was definitely the legendary. Okay, we've seen the Blade Master. We've got Hijack. Gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. So just a steal spell. So you can either, I suppose you could either nick a vehicle potentially. So these are basically like, they're kind of like almost like functional reprints with extra abilities to steal vehicles. We've seen you, Engineered Might. Choose 1 target creature gains +5/+5 and gains trample until end of turn. Wow. Or creatures you control gain +2/+2 and gain vigilance till end of turn. Very nice. So it could be quite good in a token deck again. So you can either give one of your tokens a big boost or all of your tokens a big boost. I've seen Nature's Way, and we've got Scrap Heap Scrounger. It can't block. Exile another creature card from your graveyard. Return Scrap Heap Scrounger from your graveyard to the battlefield. Very nice. So he's got a bit of recursion on it. High Tide Hermit, so when it enters the battlefield you gain 4 energy. Very nice. Pay 2 energy. High Tide Hermit can't attack this turn, so it can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. Ah, right. So you can either use it, I suppose, as just a like an energy generator, and then it's just a 4/4 Defender, or you can potentially have it attack if you need to. I've seen Die Young before. Arborback Stomper. A 5/4 trample, and when it enters battlefield you gain 5 life. Interesting. That's kind of cool actually. It might get some use. Seen you, and we've seen the Master Trinketeer. So yeah, we're starting to see some repeats now, which is good. So we should start to go a little bit faster, hopefully. Built to Last, we've seen you. Malfunction, we've seen you. Wayward Giant, we've seen you. I think we've seen, wow, actually for once we've seen the entire pack. So that was nice and quick, you know, done in a few seconds. We've seen Thriving Rats, we've seen Rush of Vitality, we've seen Commencement of Festivities. We've got Longfin Sky Whale, so it's a 4/3 flying creature, can only block creatures with flying, so it's like an upgraded version of the 2/1 creatures which can only block creatures with flying. Era of Innovation, whenever an artifact or artificer enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 mana. Again, yes, we've got another creature which gives you that permanent energy boost, which is kind of cool. And then you can pay 6 and sacrifice it to draw 3 cards. Okay, so yeah, this is what he's here for, is to generate energy constantly. And we've got another vehicle, so we've got Cultivator's Caravan. Add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Ooh, so it's almost like a pseudo, yeah, you can pay, it's almost like a 3 mana ramp card as well, this one. You can use it as a vehicle, but you can just use it as a mana fixer. Very nice, very nice. I could see that being played in decks even without the crew, just as a mana fixer. It's like a 3 mana ramp card essentially. Another legendary, so we've got another Angel of Invention. So it's a 5 mana 2/1 with flying, vigilance and lifelink. Fabricate 2, so it becomes a 4/3 or you get 2 tokens. And other creatures you control gain +1/+1. Wow, I do like its Anthem effect though. So again, very good for like token decks potentially. We've seen you before, seen Hijack before. Long Tusk Cub is new. Whenever Long Tusk Cub deals combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy. Again, another permanent energy generator. So it can kind of run like a constant one rather than a one-off. And you can also pay 2 energy to put a +1/+1 counter on Long Tusk Cub. Incendiary Sabotage, so as an additional cost, oh yeah, we've seen that one, and on to the next booster. Almost finished this first lot. We've got one more big lot like this to go, and then like just another 8 to finish off with, I believe. No, another 16 I think to finish off with. We've seen Ambitious Aetherborn, larger than life, target creature gets +1/+4 and gains trample until end of turn. I think we've seen that before. Maybe not with the trample though, that's actually quite nice with the +4/+4 and trample. Got Consulate Skygate, so is a 2 mana defender with reach, interesting. Seen Diabolic Tutor, again, really cool card. Really been crying out for this card for a while. Consul's Shield Guard, so a 4 mana 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. Whenever Consul's Shield Guard attacks, you may pay 1 energy. If you do so, another target attacking creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Very nice. And then we've got the second PNLR. I wonder if Kieran's going to be a legendary creature. Seen Curio Vendor, Live Fast, yeah, we've seen you. Brazen Scourge is just a 3/3 with haste. Essence Extraction and Insidious Will we've seen before, and the Sky Skiff. So we've got Propeller Pioneer we've seen before, Thriving Rats, Die Young. Yeah, we've seen all these before. Awesome. We're getting through this faster now. I reckon we'll probably be like another 15 minutes or so, just because we're going to start to see a lot more duplicates. Fragmentize. Destroy target artifact or enchantment with converted mana cost 4 or less. Pretty cool. Ruinous Gremlin. Oh yeah, we've seen you before. Self-Assemble. Whenever Self-Assemble enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an assembly worker. Okay, so it's the key word here. So it is an assembly worker. So whenever a self-assembler enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an assembly worker creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. So essentially, you could play this one out and search up for a second one. There may be other assembly worker cards in the deck. I haven't really been paying attention. Got an Oval Chase Dragster, so it's a 6/1 trample haste creature with only crew 1, so pretty cool. I do like the way these look like pod races, some of these, which is kind of nice. Another final Diabolic Tutor, and then we've got Padim, Consort of Innovation, so he's a 4 mana 1/4. Artifacts you control have hexproof, very nice. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control the artifact with the highest converted mana cost or tied for the highest converted mana cost, draw a card. Cool, so if you're not playing an artifact deck, you can basically use him to get a nice card advantage. So Die Young we've seen before, Commence Festivities, we've seen you before, Unlicensed Disintegration, so destroy target creature. If you control an artifact, Unlicensed Disintegration deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Very nice indeed. So it's a good, creature destruction with also some bonus damage as well. And then we've got Inventor's Fair, so our first legendary land. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more artifacts, you gain 1 life. Very nice. Add 1 colourless mana to your mana pool. You can also sacrifice it, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more artifacts. So basically you use it to search up for an artifact, which is kind of nice. Subtle Strike, choose one or both, very nice. Target creature gets -1 until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Very nice. Prakat Club Security, just a 3/4 mana creature. Seen Larger Than Life, seen Snare Thopter. Yeah, I think we've seen... Nope, I don't think we have seen Minister of Inquiry. So when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. You can pay 1 energy and tap him down. Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Oh, we've got our first mill card of the expansion. So very nice. A good... potentially making mill even more powerful than it was before. Dynavolt Tower. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you gain 2 energy. Okay, so we've got another... constant energy generator. Very cool. You can pay 5 energy, and Dynavolt Tower deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Very nice. This is going to be brilliant in control decks, basically. So like my burn deck, which I've just run and didn't actually get any time to record any additional videos for, that would be really good in that deck. Live Fast we've seen. Workshop Assistant. When it dies, return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty cool. Harness Lightning. Yeah, we've seen you before, have we? Choose target creature. You get... No, I think I played against this one. We haven't seen this one before. So basically you can choose target creature. You gain 3 energy. Then you may pay any amount of energy that you have, and it deals that much damage to that creature. So again, pretty good for control decks. We've seen Inventor's Apprentice, and we've seen Midnight Oil. Okay, pretty cool. We're almost finished this first block of 32 packs. I do really enjoy this. This I get to do. Just I just save up enough gold, open up the entire collection. It's really satisfying to actually just look through all the new cards. So we've got Vidalcan Blade Master. You've seen you before. Reckless Fireweaver. Oh yeah, I think we've seen you, haven't we? Yeah. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you deal 1 damage to target opponent. Yep. Overchase Dragster. We've seen. Oh no, I don't think we've seen this. So we've got Voltaic Brawler, so a red-green creature. When it's the battlefield, you gain energy, and whenever it attacks, you may pay 1 energy. It gains +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn, so could be quite nice. And then we've got Smuggler's Copter, so a 2 mana 3/3 vehicle. Whenever it attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Okay. So a nice cycling card. So what have we got here then? Seen you before, seen Larger Than Life, we've seen Accomplished Automaton, we've seen Start Your Engines, and we've seen Architect of the Untamed. Very nice indeed. So last card of the first 32 packs. Ooh, we've got another legendary, so we've got Combustible Gearhulk, so a red legendary, so is a 6 mana 6/6 with First Strike. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If the player doesn't, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard, then Combustible Gearhulk deals damage to that player equal to the total converted mana cost of those cards. Oh wow, that could be really so. Like, this is like a lose-lose situation for your opponent. You either gain a serious card advantage, but with a 3-card shift, or they could potentially take a lot of damage. Wow, that is a really nice card. That is going straight into any ramp deck that I make in future. What else have we got? Armorcraft Judge. Enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Pretty cool, so good for a lot of these decks with the Fabricate. Also, we got Veteran Motorist. We've seen you. We've seen Appetite for the Unnatural, and I think we've seen the rest of them. Cool. There we go. So we've also got the Kaladesh Starter Box awarded. Archetype unlocked, so we've got full energy. The aggressive deck uses energy counters to fuel. Okay, whatever. So we've already got 40% of the set unlocked. So let's get on to the next 32 packs. Here we go. I don't want to open all boosters at once. That would be ridiculous. We want to go through here. So we've seen you. Seen you, and seen you. Yeah, that's the huge creature which said would be good in vehicle decks. Okay, we've got Subtle Strike. Yeah, seen you. We've got Electrostatic Pummeler. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 energy, pay 3 energy, and it gets +X until end of turn, where X is its power. Okay, so pay 3 energy. Electrostatic Pummeler gets +X until end of turn, where X is its power. Okay, so I suppose if it gets pumped up at all by any counters or anything like that, it would get stronger, but basically it's pretty weak on its own, so you need some way of making that stronger to then essentially double. It basically, what it does, it just doubles up whatever its power is. So if you've got something that boosts artifacts, it may get more power. If it's got counters on it, it may get more power, stuff like that. I think we've seen all of you before. Nope, we've got the Contraband Kingpin. So it's a blue, black, 1/4 with lifelink. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Very nice. I'm wondering who these are. They're Aetherborn. They must be kind of like a particular resident of Kaladesh, so they're Aetherborn. So probably like live in the clouds or something like that. And we've got a Territorial Gorger, so a little gremlin. Whenever you get 1 or more energy, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Very nice. So we're already 3 packs deep. We've seen Ruinous Gremlin, seen Sky Skiff, seen you, and seen you. There we go. So like I said, it's gonna this one's gonna go a lot quicker than the first 32. Thriving Ibex we've seen. Yep, we've seen you. Demolition Stomper, another vehicle. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Wow, it's a 10/7. 6 mana 10/7. Crew 5. Oh, right. It does have a crew 5 though, so you have to tap. So you have to tap down creatures with power 5 or greater to actually activate it. So maybe good in like a ramp deck, maybe with big creatures. Seen Veteran Motorist, and we've seen Cultivator's Caravan. What else have we got? We got Select for Inspection. Turn target tapped creature to its owner's hand. Pretty cool. Good for like bouncing. Nimble Innovator. Enters battlefield, draw a card. I think we've seen you. Spontaneous Artist. And enters battlefield, you gain 1 energy. Pay 1 energy. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. Pretty cool. Seen you, and we've seen the Aetherstorm Rock. Let's keep going. We haven't unlocked any new Planeswalkers yet. I know they're in the set, and we will get to them eventually, I'm sure, because obviously we're about to buy the entire set, but Built to Smash. Target attacking creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If it's an artifact creature, it gains trample until end of turn. Very nice. I think we've seen... Oh, we've got Oval Chase Daredevil. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may return Oval Chase Daredevil from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty cool. So it's a good pilot card, you know, a 4 toughness one, so you can activate those with crew 4 if such a thing exists. Whenever Restoration Gearsmith oh yeah, we've seen you before. My bad, I don't want to repeat myself too much. We've seen you, we've got another one, we've got Pima Outrider, so it's a 3/3 with Trample. With Fabricate, so you can either make it a 4/4 Trampler or gain the Servo card. I've seen Long Tusk Cub, got Wisp Weaver Angel, so another angel, similar to the one we saw before. Whenever Wisp Weaver Angel enters the battlefield, you may exile another target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Pretty cool. So I suppose you could do something like if you're running like an angel-y kind of deck, you could like flash this one back in. So, or you can also use it to kind of just re-trigger enter the battlefield effects such as the Fabricate, I suppose, as well. We've got another Padim. Okay, Nimble Innovator we've seen, Live Fast we've seen, we've seen Fretwork Colony, can't block. Beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on Fretwork Colony and you lose 1 life. Okay, interesting, so it could get pretty big. Would be better in those decks when you've got some life gain as well. We've seen Era of Innovation and we've seen Scrap Heap Scrounger, so just 1 new card there. Seen Select for Inspection, yep. Seen Subtle Strike, seen Wayward Giant, seen Foundry Inspector, seen Skywayless Shot. Yep, we've seen you, that's the better reprisal. Got another Hydra, so we've got Bristling Hydra. Enters the battlefield, you gain 3 energy. Pay 3 energy, put a +1/+1 count on Bristling Hydra. It gains Hexproof until end of turn. So I'm wondering if the pay energy is an instant thing, so you could essentially keep this alive with Hexproof if you can like pay energy as though it was an instant speed. I'm assuming it will be, as it's an activated ability. So we've got Larger Than Life. We've seen Inventor's Goggles. A quick creature gets +1/+2. Whenever an artificer enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Inventor's Goggles to it. That's pretty cool. So you can essentially get around the equip cost by just using artificers. Workshop System we've seen, Durable Handicraft we've seen, Console Shearguard we've seen, and Saheeli's Artistry. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact. Pretty cool. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. So I suppose you could copy your opponent's creatures as well, which is kind of nice. Or copy your own one if you've already got a particularly big one you like. Fragmentize we've seen, Kck Serpent we've seen, Reckless Fire we've seen, Consul Sugar we've seen. New one here is Key to the City. Discard a card, up to one target creature you can't be blocked this turn. Okay. Whenever Key to the City becomes untapped, you may pay 2 mana. If you do so, draw a card. Very nice. I've seen Fragmentize, Glint, Sleeve Artisan. So he's just a 3 mana 2/2 with Fabricate. Cathartic Reunion we've seen, Brazen Scourge, I think we've seen you, Vision Augmenter, just a 4 mana 2/1 with Fabricate 2, and then we've got Campbell Consul of Allocation, so he's a white-black. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Pretty cool. So while it's on the battlefield, your opponent won't want to cast any instant or sorcery spells which don't kill it until it's actually being removed from the battlefield, so a good addition to life drain decks. So we might start to see a combination of artifacts and vampires in black-white life drain, which could be pretty cool. Acrobatic Maneuver. Exile target creature you control, then return. Oh yeah, exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control, and you get to draw a card. So basically, it's there to. I think these kind of cards are going to be useful for generating more energy, stuff like that. Torn Gauntlet. Equipped creature gets +2. Oh, yeah, I've seen you. So is that an instant? Yeah, so you could do it on your end step. You could exile and re-enter that particular creature on your opponent's end step. So then it's free to attack next turn anyway. So get around the Summoning Sickness, and then yep, we've seen the rest of them before. Okay, Aether Trade Winds, yeah, we've seen you. I think we've seen, oh, yep, we haven't seen the Lath, New Hellion. So it's a 4/4 with haste. I've played against this one, so this is one of those that I played against. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice it unless you pay 2 energy. So you can essentially use this one for a couple of turns unless you've got some other way of generating energy from elsewhere. Dramatic Reversal, we've seen you. Welding Sparks deals X damage to target creature where X is 3 plus the number of artifacts you control. Wow, that's really good removal for artifact decks. Eager Construct is a 2/2. When Eager Construct enters the battlefield, each player may scry 1. Cool. Engineered Might we've seen, Harness Lightning we've seen, and we've got the second Inventor's Fair. Acrobatic Remover we've seen, Built to Smash we've seen, Wayward Giant we've seen, Aether Meltdown, Flash. When Aether Meltdown enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. Enchant creature or vehicle. Enchanted permanent gets -4, -0. So good for energy addition, and also giving a creature an enemy creature -4/0. Glint Nest Crane, so it's a 1/3 flyer. When it's the battlefield, you may look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And then we've got the second Campbell there. So unfortunately, I think this video is going to be an hour long, but I'm rather enjoying myself. Fragmentize we've seen, Built to Smash. I don't think we've seen all of them. Cool. Makes my life a lot quicker. Giant Spectacle. So enchant creature gets +2/1 and has Menace. Pretty cool. Hijack we've seen. Pima Outrider we've seen. Start Your Engines. Yeah, we've seen all of the rest of them. Pretty cool. So we've seen you. Armorcraft Judge. Yep, we've seen you. Blossoming Defense. Target creature you control gains +2/+2 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Could be pretty interesting. And then we've seen Eliminate the Competition. I'm looking for some Planeswalkers, guys. Come on. Seen Pima Outrider, seen you. Trusty Companion. A 2 mana 3/2. Can't attack alone. Not really that interested in that card. It's a bit meh. And we've got Marionette Master, so a 6 mana 1/3 with Fabricate 3, so it could either come down as a 4/6 or generates 3 servos. Whenever an artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power. So yeah, you probably want to put the counters on this one, and then it's really good when a artifact gets destroyed. Sorry, my train of thought went completely there for half a second. So seeing you. Okay, Creeping Mold is the new Acid Moss without the land spike. Seeing you ages ago. Haven't seen another one in a while. Aether Hub. When Aether Hub enters the battlefield, you gain 1 energy. Add 1 mana to your mana pool. Add 1 mana of any colour. Ooh, pay 1 energy and add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Pretty interesting. So either a colourless mana or a mana fix. I've seen Speedway Fanatic, and we've got Syndicate Trafficker. Sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Syndicate Trafficker. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Very nice. So we've got Revoke Privileges. Enchanted creature can't attack or block all crew vehicles. Okay. I think we've seen the rest of these before, apart from maybe the Bomat Courier. It's got a 1/1 with haste. Whenever it attacks, exile the top card of your library face down. Discard your hand, sacrifice Bomat Courier, put all cards exiled with Bomat Courier into their owner's hands. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I think it's just you basically can if you can like use it early, exile a lot of cards, and then basically later on you could sacrifice him to then just refill your hand. Maybe I think that's the way it would possibly work. Curio Vendor we've seen. So yeah, it's going a lot quicker now. Hopefully we can get this done in less than an hour is my aim right now. Seen. Cloud Blazer, yeah, we've seen you. Incendiary Sabotage, yeah, we've seen. Yeah, we've seen. Cool. Just want to double check. We haven't seen some of these cards in a little while, so. Seen, and Girapa Ori. So each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards in hand, that player draws 3 cards. Interesting. Could work in favour or against you, really, depending on what your opponent does. Hey, you got our first Planeswalker. We've got Chandra, Torch of Defiance. She's a 4-mana version of Chandra. So with her, we can exile the top card of our library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 2 damage to each opponent. Pretty cool. You can use this to add 2 red mana to your mana pool, so you can use her as a ramp card. Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 4 damage to target creature, so burn things down. Or her ultimate ability is whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Nice! That's brilliant in burn decks. Really nice. I've seen you, and yet we've seen you. Okay, so the big one there was obviously the new Chandra. So another boost to Super Friends. Seen all of you, I think, apart from maybe the Aether Torch Renegade. Enters the battlefield, you gain 4 energy. You can pay 2 energy, deals 1 damage to target creature. Or you can pay 7 energy, or is it 8 energy? Aether Torch Renegade deals 6 damage to target player. Pretty cool. I think we've seen the rest of these. I don't think we've seen the Aradara Express, so it's just an 8/6 vehicle with crew 4. And yeah, we've seen the rest of those. Let's keep going. So I've got about 16 more packs left to open, so we want to hurry. Seen you, Spontaneous Artist, seen you. Yep, cool. Let's keep going. Get a wiggle on, guys. Another Aradara Express. Okay, we got another new Planeswalker. So we have Saheeli Rai. So she's a red-blue Planeswalker. +1, she deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you get to scry 1. Pretty cool. -2, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. That token gains haste, exile at the beginning of your next end step. Nice, I like that. -2. Search your library for up to 3 artifact cards with different names, put them onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. Wow, that is an awesome ultimate ability as well, and we've seen the rest of those cards. So we've got our second new Planeswalker. Another Aradara Express. We've got a Fleetwheel Cruiser. Yeah, I think we saw this ages ago, didn't we? Yep, we've seen the rest of them. We've got the Narnam Cobra. Artifact creature snake. Gains Death Touch until end of turn. Interesting. Here we go. So we've got 16 packs left to buy, which will finish off the set for us. Here we go. So let's open our first one. So 16 cards left to... This is the last lot. Another Planeswalker, so we've got Nissa Vital Force, so the 3rd Nissa available, if you can count the flip version. So she's a 5-mana 5 loyalty Planeswalker. +1 to untap target land you control until next turn it becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. That is really cool. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Really cool, another bit of recurrence. Get an emblem with whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Pretty sweet. Built to last, yeah, we've seen you. Terrain Elemental, just a 3/2 2-mana creature. Emerald Bruiser, we've seen you before, and Glimmer of Genius, I believe, yep, we've seen you before. Another Bristling Hydra, seen you, yep, cool, nice and quick there. Awesome. Get this done in less than an hour, guys. Avery Mechanic, yep, seen you. Tidy Conclusion, yep, I think we've seen you. Aether Hub, yes, we've seen you. And we've got Depaler, Pilot Exemplar, so a red-white dwarf pilot, 3/3. Other dwarves you control gain +1/+1, pretty cool. Each vehicle you control gains +1/+1 as long as it's a creature. Nice. Whenever Depaler Pilot Exemplar becomes tapped, you may pay X. If you do, reveal the top X cards of your library, put all dwarf and vehicle cards from among them into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So I'm guessing that we've almost got like dwarf vehicle tribal would be what I'm assuming with Depaler. So obviously you've got your vehicles, you've got your dwarves, which tend to be the pilots, and then you've obviously then got your lord for that. Got another legendary, so this time it's our big green legendary artifact. So it is a 5-mana 4/4 with trample. When it enters the battlefield, distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures you control. So you could just make this an 8/8 trample creature, which is pretty cool for 5 mana. I think we've seen the rest of these. Yep, we have. Let's keep going. Got less than 5 minutes now to finish off opening up all the packs. Rush of Vitality, yep. We've seen all of those. Cool, let's keep going. Almost down to our last 10. Dynavolt Tower, yep, we've seen you. Emerald Bruiser, yep. Consul, Skygate, yeah, we've seen you. Yep, we've seen all of them. Keep going. We're basically just going to see repeats, I think, for a while now. Fateful Showdown. Deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of cards in your hand. Discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. Interesting, so you could do up to 7 damage with this card. Visionary Augmenter, we've seen you. Cool. Just one new card there then. Foundry Screecher, so is a 2/1 flying bat. Gets +1/0 as long as you control an artifact. Okay. Seen Tidy Conclusion. Yep, we've seen the rest of those. Cool, let's keep going. Down to 8. Dramatic Reversal we've seen. Malfunction, Long Tusk Cub. Yep, we've seen all of them. Let's keep going. I apologise if I do miss one we haven't seen before, but I'm kind of in a hurry to get this under an hour now. Seen you. Ornamental Courage. Yep, we have seen you. Filigree Familiar. Enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. When it dies, draw a card. Okay. Aether Torch Renegade we've seen, and Electrostatic Pummeler we have seen before. So we've got Revoke Privileges, Acrobatic Maneuver, Cultivator of Blades. Yep, we have seen this one before. It's the one that would go awesome in any kind of token deck. So a quick look. Oh, we got an Aether Squall Ancient. So a 7-mana 6/6 flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get 3 energy. Cool. Pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy. Return all other creatures to their owner's hands. Activate this ability only at any time you can cast a sorcery. Nice. Very cool. Could be pretty useful in like late game energy reliant decks. Inventor's Goggles. Yep. Sahili's Artistry. Yep, we have seen that one. This is copies an artifact. Or creature, I suppose. Yep, we've seen all of them. Cool, down to the last 2 packs. So I wonder if there's any legendaries we've not opened up yet. There we go, we've got the blue artifact Hulk. So we've got 6 mana, 5/6 with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card will be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Cool, that is really cool. So you could like flash it in, and then also maybe drop in like a counter as well, which is really cool. It's got double Foundry Screecher. What's our last pack contain? Anything good? Just the second Depaler. I don't think we've got anything else there we've seen before. Okay, so that is the full set opening. So just about managed to do it under an hour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be playing some some of the campaign next. I will hopefully be streaming this afternoon after I get back from my first shift at my new job. So I'll be going live at 4ish, I suppose, when I get back to play some games, do some deck brewing, and then we'll start running some decks from Friday onwards. So as always guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.